Oh, we're going live. I'm tripping. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Shopcast, episode 91, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
T-9 left until episode 100, man.
Damn.
So, yeah, this week we picked funny games. Josh, this was your pick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so Josh picked funny games. A movie that I personally really enjoy, or at least the remake I enjoy quite a bit. I haven't watched the original in quite some time. It's about a decade older. I was going to try to watch it today. It just didn't happen, man. I just simply didn't have the time and energy to sit down and watch it. So, whatever. I've seen it, and I've seen Funny Games, the remake, very recently. So, it's pretty fresh on my mind. As a matter of fact, I've got a gore score. I'm just going to do that on a show. I'm going to start doing gore score videos separately from these and making them a shorter, review video, and double up on every movie that I watch, have a long form and a short form on the Shopcast and on the Horror Hangout podcast, because I think that that'll work out better for everyone.
Where's the Bad Milo review?
It's in the trash can where it belongs. It crawled right back up my ass. I don't know, man.
Probably for the best.
Yes, dude. I thought it was hemorrhoids. Nope, Bad Milo. Oh man. Anyway, so we watched Funny Games. So did both of y'all watch both versions, or one of y'all watched them both?
I just watched the German version.
Okay, Chris?
I watched the German version and I skimmed through the US version.
Interesting. Well, this might be a weird conversation then, because I definitely didn't watch the German version. I wonder how similar they really are. I feel like they're the same damn movie, but
I was watching some clips on YouTube right before waiting for the link, and I mean the scenes that I watched were basically word for word.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
yeah.
I remembered it being like that, but as it was getting closer to us filming this, I was starting to get nervous and going, okay, did my memory fail me like to a degree that I don't want it to right now? And is it not really that similar? And I'm going to feel like an idiot. I think it is the exact. I mean, look at the photos. That's why I put these up. Because I was like, whoa, it really was the exact same movie.
Yeah,
even the layout of the house and everything looked like exactly the same.
Okay.
Some of the like minor details were a little, the boat looked different, and the house looked very similar. They had a different dog. Some of the dialogue was a little different from what I skimmed. I mean, I didn't like quickly skim through it, and I sat and watched a few scenes for a few minutes.
Okay.
So the dialogue was a little different, but I mean, almost spot on.
Yeah.
It was just,
Well, so the important
German
shit is all the same then, so we don't have to worry about it having some big giant difference in the middle that has to do with the plot. So
yeah, but almost shot for shot, like
that's what I remembered it being. That's what I was saying last
same.
week when we talked about it. I was remembering it being like, or whatever, a week or two ago, that I was remembering it being like a carbon copy almost, except the actors were different. And I thought that's so strange they were able to do that, but other movies have done that. So this isn't the lone wolf. But so Funny Games, if you're not familiar, it came out in 1997, the German one, 2007 for the American one, both directed by the same dude. Can't remember his name. Josh, do you know his name? Chris, either of y'all know his name?
Michael
Henker or something like that. It's German, so
okay. So it's one of those movies. It's a home invasion movie. It's about a family that goes on like a vacation to like their lake house, right? And these two boys show up, pictured at the bottom of the screen here. And well, I guess one of them shows up first, and they start asking to like borrow food and shit, like something that you would kind of expect. And they're just using that as a key into the front door. Right. And once they get in the house, which is pretty quick into the movie, everything just kind of goes south for the family that's on vacation. So, Josh, you picked the movie out. Why don't you talk about it in a little bit more detail, and we'll just start talking about it. I mean, apparently you guys are kind of lukewarm on it, maybe.
It's a really good movie that I never want to watch again.
Okay, so it's one of those. Okay, we've had a few of those on this channel. We've had a few of them.
I mean, I literally just finished it. And I'm like, it was really, really good.
My man said, "Yeah."
I mean,
that's a movie.
It's really well done, but it's like, whereas something like Crimes of the Future, or I'm just thinking of movies that I just watched. Or I just watched Antichrist too. All three of those are very nihilistic movies, but the other two,
You need to watch some SpongeBob, my guy.
I know. I'm about to go watch some cartoons. I need to chill out. I'm a little depressed right now.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers movie in a few days.
Yeah,
Right?
maybe, maybe.
Top Gun.
But those movies I do want to rewatch because I feel like there's a little more ambiguity and stuff to them.
Yeah.
Whereas this, you know exactly what you're getting, pretty much. Like,
right.
I mean, I know what this movie is
There,
entirely. You know,
there's a list of movies that I have compiled on a piece of paper somewhere, and I think this is on that list. And it's the meanest movies that I've ever watched, and it was real short. It was like a 5 or 6 movie list, and 2 of them we've watched on this show, maybe more than that. I gotta find the paper. It's on one of my notebooks.
this is
Eden
not
Lake.
as bad as Eden Lake.
Yeah, so Eden Lake was the one that's I think number 1, and but this one was way up there, man. So
it's close.
This one is not as violent as Eden Lake because Eden Lake is it's violent, dude. Like it's like violent to a degree where you're like
it's vicious.
Vicious is a good word for it.
Yeah.
This one's violent and like almost like a slick, like almost a smarter way. Eden Lake is a bunch of idiots, and this is like some sophisticated kids that are real smart, too smart for their own good, and they figured out this plan, and it's kind of foolproof for the most part. And if they can get away with it, they can. And that's kind of how I felt. It's like, oh shit, these kids are real bright, and they're real bright kids that are like the bad seed. It's like when you get you know how you have every class has that kid that's the troublemaker. You know, these are like troublemakers, but they got some money and they're smart, and you're like, oh, that's not what you want in a bad person. Like the bad seed does not need to be intelligent. This is like the guy who ends up being the fucking supervillain in a Mission Impossible movie. Like all I can think of is Philip Seymour Hoffman taking Buddy's wife and being like, oh, it's one of these kids. That's what happened. He turned into that guy.
Right. Just like a couple of bored yuppies, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just crazy psychopaths that
So that's why I like this movie. I like this movie. Like it's not a fun to watch movie, like you said, but I like it. I own it. I'm gonna watch it again. I've watched it every few years. I don't want to watch it every year or every 6 months or anything, but I watch it every few years. Carissa and I watched it. She felt kind of like you guys felt. She was just like, "Yeah, I'm good after that. I don't think I need a second serving of that fucking thing, man." And but I like it because the same reason that I enjoy watching Eden Lake. I think enjoy is probably not the right word, man. But the reason that I still watch it, like I rewatch it, it's kind of like a dose of reality because in the real world, this is how this would go down. They may get caught, but this is how it would go down. They would do all the shit. Nobody would survive it. Everybody would get fucked up. Kid would get fucked up. Dog would get fucked up. And they might get caught. They might not, especially out in a setting like this. If they're not somebody that's known, they're not going to have their young kids. They don't have their DNA on file. I guarantee it. I've been to jail multiple times, and I guarantee you they don't have my DNA on file there. Fingerprints? Sure. Photograph? Yep. DNA? No, man, they ain't catching me for doing something. That's how I make a real big fucking mistake. You know, and I think that this is the kind of thing that when I look at it, I go, wow, this could really happen. Like, you know, or something very, very similar.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, this is what I expected out of something like Knock Knock, you know, for it to go like.
Me too, but Knock Knock is far superior.
Yeah, definitely. You know.
Bro, I almost spit that all over my keyboard.
I'm glad you couldn't keep a straight face.
I tried. I attempted.
But, you know, I thought that movie would be, you know,
meaner
into the dark. Yeah, into the darkness more than it did. Like, be more like this is. Because, I mean, I
like Knock Knock, but I totally get it. Like, I understand y'all's opinion and feelings. I honestly couldn't tell you why I actually like it. It's a terrible fucking movie. At least I don't like Bad Milo, though.
Well,
those are probably neck and neck for the worst movies we put on.
It is worse.
It is worse, yeah.
So,
but yeah, I mean, from the beginning, you know how this movie is going to end, though.
Shit, I forgot we were live.
Oh yeah.
What up, man? I think they have a court order to collect DNA. What are you talking about?
You're talking about them having your DNA on file?
Oh, well, I'm saying like they wouldn't necessarily know it was me is my point. Like, but yeah, you're probably right. If they had my fingerprint somewhere they could figure out it was me, they would probably for sure show up wherever I was at or wherever they thought I was and try to get that. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right about that. Man, I completely forgot we were live for a minute. I looked up. I was like, oh, comments. Well,
do they? I assume they do, but they break the fourth wall in the American version.
Yes. How they do it in the German one? Is it the same thing? Is it a rewind?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
fucking love that, dude.
well,
That's my favorite part of the whole movie.
There's a moment early in the movie where he's talking to the family, and then
Does he look straight in the camera?
He looks right in the camera and says something.
Yeah.
And I rewound it. I was like, did I just miss something? Because it's like that.
No, he like straight up addresses the audience at one point,
Yeah.
which I think that was their way of trying to like kind of lighten this movie a little bit, because this movie is, white shirts aside, this movie is dark as fuck, man. This movie is extremely. There's not very much sound in it. Like in the American version, at least, there's very little music. It's mostly just quiet, and they're mostly just torturing this family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the photograph of these two kids, and both sides, I'm going, fuck all these people. Like they just look like shitheads, dude.
Yeah, they all suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is when I, like Josh said, it's all like right in front of you. Like you know what you're getting. I don't feel like I need to ever rewatch.
What's up, Julie?
Yeah.
No, this is a bitter pill to swallow.
It really forces it, and it's not a short movie. It's an hour 50 minutes.
Yeah,
that's the only part about it that I didn't like, is that I thought it should have been a little bit shorter, because they could have shortened a few of the scenes to just overall shorten the movie. And they didn't have to take much out of it. They could take a minute here, a minute there, a little bit of the non-dialogue here.
Yeah, there were some long scenes of
I also think that was important, because it made you sit there and feel gross. Like it made you sit there and deal with it.
Yeah, you have something really bad just happened to you. You might take a second to process what the hell just happened.
It forces you to sit there and like be trapped in the house with them, well, like you're just sitting there waiting. There's a sequence like right after the boy gets shot and they leave.
I was just fixing to talk about that part, so go ahead.
I assume it's shot the same way. I don't know, but
explain the German part. I'll tell you.
Well, I mean, it's a continuous scene I think it's like almost 10 minutes long. Yeah. It's gotta be like an unbroken shot of her like sitting there, like her son was just shot.
Sorry.
And she's just like sitting there for a long time. And then she hops over and turns the TV off, and she kind of just sits there and cries for a minute. And then she goes in the kitchen and she cuts the tape off of her, and but it's all one just long shot.
I think that's exactly how it went down, and I think that's actually kind of needed, because if you break that up, it takes you out of it, man. Like that scene being, I think maybe I'm just tripping, and it needs to be the same length that it is. These guys made the movie. I'm not an expert movie maker. I don't fucking know. Yeah. It is a little long though. I do wish they could make it shorter and still have it as effective as it was, I guess is the way I would put it.
Yeah, because I started to think that as well, but then I was like, man, but it really does like force you to just sit
feel like you're right there with her. You're just like sitting there like
your
mouth hanging open, just kind of
I can't escape this. I'm just trapped here. Like he's like, you can't get out of it.
It's wild,
it's
man.
The feeling that they want you to feel, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I hate having to say this, man. I loved when that's not the right word, man. I applauded them making the decision of blowing the kid away, because again, I'm only going based on the fact that I want a real world scenario if I can get it in a movie like this. And in the real world, some fucking narcissistic fucking psychopaths would have absolutely done that. And I think that was like if I'm not mistaken, it was in a situation when there was some movement, and they were like trying to control them again.
And was it off screen?
It was off screen.
It was off screen.
Most of the kills were off screen.
Yeah, it was off screen in the American version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
but as soon as it happened, you knew what was going on. You're like, my!
You hear the mom like scream or something.
Well, I could feel Carissa take a deep gulp, like she took like one of them, like she wasn't very happy to be watching that at that point. I almost asked her to not watch that part. I was like, it just kind of crept up on me, and I was so deep in the movie. I was like, and then all of a sudden I realized what was fixing to happen, and I was like, oh shit, like God, I'm an asshole for making her watch this with me. Like, I didn't really make her, but I asked her if she'd want to watch it. And she was like, and I was like, I don't know. You can stop watching it if you don't want to watch it. And, you know, she's like, all right. She ended up watching almost the whole thing. And she was just like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, this is one of the scenes I think they actually did better in the American version. And I kind of wish I did watch the American version because I think I would have enjoyed it more. Like, it seems like he kind of learned a little bit from his first time making it. And
he could not have.
The little changes he made, I think, worked from what I saw. So, like, in the German version, when they pan away and they shoot the sun, like, it's a little more like something happened, like what just happened. In the US version, like, there was 2 gunshots, I think, and it was like, oh yeah, they shot somebody, like somebody got shot.
No, it wasn't 2 gunshots. It was just one shotgun blast. Yeah, it was just one.
Okay.
But it was real obvious. Like
it was more obvious.
You heard like the dad say something, and then if I'm not mistaken, and I could be recalling this a little off, but I think it was like they were arguing about something. It pans to like the mom. The kid says something, and then the kid shotgun blast. Kid goes quiet, and then you hear like a noise.
Yeah,
I think the noise was the dad going, like, oh no, like can't really speak type of thing or something. If I'm not mistaken, I might be remembering it a little off.
Yeah, and I think I probably am too. But I mean, there's definitely a distinct couple of noises, whether it's, you know, more than one gunshot or some loud thuds or screaming or yelling, or it's more effective of a scene, I think. In the
can't really recall the German version enough to whether I can agree or disagree with that. I would imagine it's probably right because 10 years is a long time to go, and I don't know. Did he maybe make more movies in between? Probably, right? So, I mean, he probably learned some shit. I'm just going to look that up while we're sitting here. He probably learned some stuff in between. I mean, it's a decade, man. If you're working for a decade, you're going to learn some things.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and I mean, of course, Naomi Watts and, what's his name? Tim Roth?
Yes. Well, that's why I like the American version so much, because it's a little more...
They're so much better actors.
Yes.
That... Like, I really disliked the wife in the German version.
Really? I haven't seen it in a long while. I need to go back and
rewatch
it.
So, like, I think my
like,
big...
Good, bitch. Dead.
I think my big, like, knock against it, not say enjoying it, but appreciating it a little bit more was... I didn't care for the actors very much. The 2 guys, the 2 kids were good. Mainly the one, like the skinnier brunette kid. I mean, he was, I think, the best of the kids, whatever you want to call them. But I didn't care for the actors. That was specifically the wife in the German version.
So, first off, Josh is gonna be like, "Oh, fuck off." So
yeah,
no, wait.
Didn't bother me, but
when I say this, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god," because you didn't watch the American version yet. But Carissa said something that I was thinking, and when she said it, I was like, "I gotta tell Josh this." But we just happened to watch this as a group right after we watched it, so I didn't tell you yet. So first thing is, yes, he did like 4 movies in between the 2, so I would imagine there's gonna be an upgrade in quality. So on the American version, the boy in the short sleeve shirt. At one, hey, what's up, Nick? How are you, sir? Man, I'm glad to see you on here, dude. Hell yeah. At one point, I was literally thinking it, and Carissa goes, he's so much. And she goes, that's basically Nathan. And I could not stop laughing. It was his mannerisms, like the way he was talking and the way he was moving and kind of his facial shape. But now that she said it and I was thinking it, I can't get it out of my head. And now I picture your son as a murderer. So
well, I don't know.
No, it was just I was laughing my ass off because at the time you hadn't seen the movie yet, and you still haven't seen the American version. But when you see it now, you'll probably laugh. It might make it a little more lighthearted for you because it's so silly. But it was just like one of those things where I was literally thinking it, and then she said it, and I was like, I felt kind of weird about thinking that, but thank you for what is that called? Like validating my weird thought. But because he's kind of quiet, he keeps to himself. Yeah, he's just got this like smirk on his face a little bit, and I just thought that's very, very reminiscent of Nathan. If he had, blonde, wavy hair, he probably would have reminded me of Bricken. So, because they both act very similar.
it's almost like he doesn't even really want to be there. He's just kind of
just there because he's there,
following along.
Just like Nathan and Bricken, they're there because we brought them. Like,
yeah.
You're going to the store with us, Bricken. You're going with us, Nathan. We're going to Sears. I guess. Like, I guess I'll go look at fucking power tools. Awesome, Dad. Thanks. But yeah. I just thought it was funny. But I mean, there's really not a whole lot to talk about in the movie, man. Everybody gets it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the mom was the best kill. That shit was so fucked up. I don't know how it happened in the German version, but they're on the boat with her at the end of the movie, and they got her all tied up, and the boy just, without even flinching, just like middle of the word, just, so what are we gonna blah blah, pushes her off the boat. She's sinks to the bottom, and I was like, oh my god, that's so fucked up. Like, is that what happens in the German one?
Yep.
That is brutal.
Same thing.
Dude, shoot me in the head, please. Don't do that, man. That's wow.
The dog in the beginning of the movie. That was another one that was actually like way more powerful in the American version. Like the German version is just like a yelp and it's over.
Oh, really? Oh no, the American. When you hear some
American version,
gnarly shit.
You hear more.
Yeah, and then she opens the door and the car and the dog falls out
into the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, these are like shot for shot. That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we can reiterate this as much as we want. It's just going to sound like a broken record, but it is not a movie that is necessarily fun to watch. I watch it regularly. I don't know that enjoy is the right word. I like putting myself through like painful things sometimes, man. I watch movies that are hard to watch. And I mean, part of that's a joke, part of it's not. I don't know what's up with my brain, man. I watch movies that are hard to watch frequently, and then I rewatch them later, and I don't know why. I go, why the fuck have I watched a Serbian film more than once? Like, what the fuck, dude? Why do I own this movie? Why have I seen Eden Lake 4 times? Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense when you fucking House of Jack built. Like, what made me watch that so many times? I'll tell you what, it's weird too, because the one that I haven't watched a second time, or I guess third, I watched it twice in theaters, is Joker. I still haven't even cracked it open, bro. I can't bring myself to watch that fucking movie again. It's so depressing. Krista hasn't seen it yet. She's mentioned wanting to watch it, and I just haven't brought it up. I'm like,
I still haven't watched it since the theater.
Really? Yeah, no, me either, dude. I watched it.
I saw it once.
Man, it's a tough one, man.
That's one you never just. Bad. I feel like watching this. I want to be in a bad mood.
You wake up, you're like, man, what's up, guys? You want to watch a movie? How about Joker? And they're like,
You guys
I didn't want to spend the rest of the day in my room listening to fucking The Smiths, dude. I'm good. Like, The Cure is not my favorite band.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do know what you mean about liking depressing stuff, though.
It's like, weird, though, right?
I'm just in the mood to watch something,
like super melancholy and just kind of.
Yeah. Obviously, I had that this week.
So. I mean, dude, right? Yeah, your ass went off the deep end. But I mean, like, that's what emo kids do, is they just listen to this really sad music all the time. I mean, there's a time and place for it.
I mean, I think we've all like been, you kind of just soak in your misery,
right? Right. I think we should move on at this point. There's not much else to talk about.
Yeah. I did want to bring up the rewind scene, because that is like.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that for just a second. I wanted to mention something real quick, so I just don't want to forget it. I'll just tell you real quick.
Okay.
Has anybody? This is so off subject. Has anybody? Oh shit, my brain is not doing very well today. Has anybody listened to the new Post Malone record yet? In the comments, if you have, let me know what you think about it. I'm fixing to review it. I'm just going to do like a short video, but I fucking love it, man. It's really good. Anyways. What I was actually going to say is I have a video dropping on Monday morning. It's very long. It's like an hour and change. Jamie and I did a podcast for The Sadness. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to film a short review and gore score for that. And then at the end of that video, I'll say, like, if you want in more detail, we've got the podcast coming, because we go through the whole movie basically. And we're going to do it again in another few weeks with another movie. So I think I've got a formula going here finally, and I figured it out how I want to approach these movies. But yeah, The Sadness, man, if you guys are into that movie, this shit was awesome.
Speaking of depressing shit, I never want to watch that ever again either.
The Sadness?
Yeah, that was horrible. I hated it.
Wait, hold on. It was horrible because you just didn't like the movie, or it was horrible because it was depressing? I'm so confused right now.
Just
you didn't like it at all?
It was depressing. I mean,
I thought it was depressing. I guess I didn't really look at it from that vantage point. I was just watching it strictly for all the gore. because there's lots of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was just gore, it was more of the.
It was so good, bro. JJ, sorry.
It was more of the like.
It is pretty bleak now that I'm thinking about it.
The sexual stuff was what really turned me off.
The fuck is up with that shit? It had some weird shit in it. Although, 2 words for you: skull fuck. I thought that was hilarious.
I did not think it was hilarious.
It was a
I don't know how you couldn't think that was hilarious. That shit was. I mean, come on, really? You hear people threaten that shit in movies all the time. This guy was like, threaten it. Nah, bro, I'm going to show you how it's done.
It just felt so edgelordy. Like, we're going to go as fucking far as we fucking can. And I was like, okay.
That's exactly how Antichrist and House of Jack built. That's how all that shit feels to me, too. I mean, I agree. It definitely felt edgelordy, but a lot of movies that I watch feel that way. So, yeah, I don't really. But yeah, I mean, I can see that you wouldn't like that as much as I would. I don't look at it from that vantage point. Like, I look at it strictly as like, oh, holy shit. That's about. Yeah. I love that garbage. It's the trashier the better for me. You know? I mean, it's not my favorite movie, but I loved it. It's a classic for me.
I agree with that. I enjoyed it a little. I think I'm in the middle of you guys. I didn't enjoy it. I'm
a little surprised that Josh like actively disliked it though. I didn't think he was going to think that much negative about it, but you know, you've been watching and liking a lot of movies that I didn't expect you to like. So I'm just going to chalk this one up as it is what it is. Fucking, you've been surprising the shit out of me lately, so I'm not going to let this one bother me. But yeah, man. So yeah, that's coming early next week on Monday. So the rewind scene in this movie, Funny Games, is
the ultimate fuck you to the audience.
It is my favorite part of the movie because oh man, it is a fuck you. Like this is like
because it's like
oh gotcha.
Because it's awesome. You feel like good for a second. Or like oh yeah, she got him. And then it's like
it's the best shit ever. He's like what? No, we're the bad guys, guy. We're not gonna. No, we don't. No. They don't win. We win. And this fool literally. So what happens in the movie is, I think the mom grabs the shotgun and shoots him, right?
Yeah.
And then she shoots the short sleeve guy.
Yeah.
And the kid in the long sleeves literally just kind of stands around for a second.
He's like starts screaming, "Where's the remote? Where's the
remote?"
He's
like, "Where's the remote?" And then you're like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Yeah. And he literally picks up their TV remote, looks right in the camera, and goes. And hits the rewind button, and it rewinds the whole scene. How they made this, and they did it really well too. It looked awesome because they rewound it, and then it just started going again. And there was, I mean, obviously there's some cutting and editing going on, but it looked really good. Like it didn't look like there was editing going on. If you weren't familiar with this, if you were a young person and not into movies, you may be asking how they do that. I mean, there's a point in it where they just cut it, and you know, it's probably right when they stop rewinding. It's probably where the cut's at, I would imagine. But yeah, they rewind it. And he just takes the gun from her. And it's like, holy shit. But Dashboard Confessional ran through my mind for a minute. And then all of a sudden it was back to like, oh, no, never mind. Anyways.
I was like, why would you shoot that guy? Shoot the obviously the leader of the two.
True.
Wait, were they both standing there? I can't remember.
I mean, he was a little closer. So, I mean, if you really want to analyze it.
My recollection, it was just a boom, first person she saw.
Sort of the angle of the gun, like, because she would have had to like swing around to shoot the other guy, I think. So I think that's just how it went.
I was like, oh man, just like take a step back, get that guy out first.
But no, that would have definitely been a beneficial move. Like,
yeah, because I'm sure that other guy would have just caved and ran.
That might be the biggest fuck you to an audience that I've ever. Now that you mention it like that, I never really thought about it from that perspective.
It's like, here's your catharsis. And now we're taking it back.
Yeah, it's like you want to feel really good, and how about a slap in the face? Like,
fuck you.
Yes, but oh man, when it happened, I do recall Carissa thinking it was kind of a cool, twist because you don't really see it coming. Like she shoots him, and in any other movie, that's how it would happen. She would shoot him, and then she'd probably get killed by the other guy. But instead, she shoots him, and then 20 minutes later, they're just hanging out together again because nope, I rewound that. Like. I love it because it's so out of place in this movie.
Yeah,
it just, but that's what I like about it. It's so out of place.
It's not like Deadpool where he's like constantly referencing the fourth wall.
I do like that.
It's just like, but it's like
I want to watch that, dude.
You expect that,
No, this one was great because you don't expect it at all.
Yeah, I knew there was a fourth wall break in the movie. But by the time, I'm an hour and a half into the movie, I completely wasn't even thinking about that. So when it happened, I was like, oh, shit. Like, oh, yeah, I forgot that something like this happens.
Dude, the first time I watched it, I had no idea what was happening. I was like, because I mean, it was years ago that I watched this movie for the first time, and I was like, what in the fuck am I watching? Like, it just completely caught me off guard. I don't even know that I was like actively like paying a lot of attention, so I might have just been like, what the fuck? But yeah, man, I really think that the rewind scene is one of the coolest scenes in a horror movie like ever to me. I just think it's because it's so random and it doesn't really fit, but that's what makes it fit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they shoved that round peg into a square hole, or however that saying goes, and it just, you know, it is what it is. You deal with it, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it makes it unique for sure.
So neither of you gentlemen own this on the Criterion or Arrow version?
No, I don't think I will be.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if it was on my shelf, but I don't think I'm going to go buy it or anything.
Yeah.
No, I've owned this movie for a long time. I got 2 copies of it. I got both the American and the original. The original's Criterion, I think.
Yeah, it is.
American's the DVD version because I couldn't find it on Blu-ray for a reasonable price when I bought it. I don't know what's available now, but when I was looking for it probably is now. I've had that for years. I had that movie probably around the time I opened Fun Stuff, so I mean, it's been a long while at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, Funny Games, man. I think it's a great movie. They're not so much as big a fan. Josh, I think, actively dislikes it. Chris is lukewarm on it. But
wait, what?
No, Josh said he liked it.
Wait, what? Oh, that's right. You just don't want to watch it again. Man,
no.
The way you said it, it makes me feel like you hate it because you're so like needing a shower afterwards.
Oh no.
No, that's right. You did say you liked it. Man, dude, you've convinced me you didn't like it.
No, I think it's a really, really good movie. I just don't want to watch it again.
My brain hit the rewind button on me, bro. It was like, no, we're redoing this, fool.
Control delete.
Yeah, it's a well-made movie.
It's all Control Z. We're gonna go back a step.
Oh my god.
No, so man, look, if you like these kind of bleak movies, go check it out. If you don't watch it because it's very bleak. It's very depressing.
I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah, it ends on a sour note of sorts. The bad guys win, and they go to another house to do it again.
Yeah.
The last scene of the movie on the American version is them knocking on another door, and the lady opens the door and it's like, "Come on in," and you're like, "Oh shit."
Yep.
You know what? Oh, dude. Actually, I do want to bring something up. The very beginning, when the dude goes into the house and asks her for some eggs, in the German version, is it like a long, grueling thing with her giving him like multiple sets of?
Yes, it's even longer in the German version.
Really?
Like it's a little more drawn out to where, like, after a few minutes, you're like, "Oh my god! Like, get this fucking guy!"
No,
out of the
dude,
house.
it was like
it's so
10-minute scene in the American. It was a long scene, dude.
I watched most of it. I think it's longer in the German version
because he came back like 3 times for eggs, and ultimately, I think he. When it first happened, I thought, okay, he's just trying to stay in the house, but I'm not quite sold on that yet. He might actually just be stupid. And then the second time, I was like, oh my god, this guy's a psychopath. But yeah, the egg thing, it really made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's a very frustrating conversation.
Yeah, and you can see her getting scared. Naomi Watts is really good. Honestly, y'all need to watch the American version at some point in the future, like in a couple of years or something, whenever you're in a darker mood, because I would like to get your feedback on, especially Josh, because Chris, it sounds like you watched at least a good chunk of it.
Yeah, I watched a fair amount of it.
Naomi Watts and Tim Roth are so good that I don't know that I will go watch the German one again because I don't want to watch a lesser version. And from what I'm gathering, it's a lesser version based solely on that, the acting and stuff. But they're really fucking good in it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's a better version, but it just depends on what kind of person you are. I think like I wanted to watch the original because it's the original. It's just I don't know, kind of how I am. I'm sure Josh is probably the same.
It's like people are like, you like Rancid, you must like the Clash. No, the original doesn't mean better.
Yeah, and I agree, but I'm glad I at least watched the original version to, I guess, have an opinion to base it off of.
I watched the original way later. Like I watched the original probably only a year or two before I met Josh. Like I watched the original because I didn't know it was a remake for a long time. I had no idea. Yeah, I didn't come into this movie knowing it was a remake. I think when I first watched this one, it was probably about the time I was watching a lot of Tarantino and Tim Roth stuff. And it was like I wanted to watch it because Tim Roth was in it. I think that's the reason I watched it, because I've never been a huge Naomi Watts like fan or hater. I don't really have a opinion on her really, but I've always been a pretty big Tim Roth fan. ever since I've known about the guy. And this one came out in 07, and I believe in 07 I was living in Austin. And then when I was in Austin, I was like at the height of my movie collecting, with the exception of now. I mean, I had almost as many movies then as I do now, but it was all on VHS and DVD and not DVD and Blu-ray and 4K. And I believe I watched it then, and I think it was a tape that I watched it on. It was in my, I know I can kind of see it. It was in my bedroom on like a 27-inch TV with VCR, if I'm not mistaken. Good times, man. Good times. Really shitty glare on the TV from the window. Fun, good stuff, man. Cool. Well, let's move on from this. Let's talk a few minutes about Crimes of the Future, and then we'll get out of here and let everybody go about their evening. We'll pick a movie. Chris, I assume you picked one.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll try to remember to pick one for next week.
Hopefully, it's a cartoon.
Bro, he's like, actually, I really wanted to rewatch Joker, so
Oh no.
or like The Lighthouse or something. Oh god, that movie's bleak too.
But that movie's hilarious too.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's some good parts in the Joker too, but it's just so dark. Anyhow, we're going to talk about Crimes of the Future now, guys. So if you don't want us to talk about that movie in detail, you might want to just bounce because, we're 36 minutes in. It's not a big deal. We're going to talk about some of the plot details and some of the story and things. Okay. So I don't want to upset anybody. So spoiler warning from here on out with Crimes of the Future, the new David Cronenberg body horror movie that I really would appreciate it if you'd go check it out in the theater and support it, because I've heard it's gotten some negative reviews. That doesn't matter. Anybody's opinion could be pushed aside to support a project like this. It's kind of like the dude that made Men. What's his name again? Alex Garland. I would still go watch Men just to support it. I might rent it or something for a few bucks when it comes out on streaming. If I just hate it, I'll just turn it off. I want to support these people because they're bringing us stuff that we enjoy more often than not, and I think that needs to be rewarded. So,
for sure,
that's my opinion on it. Let's talk about Crimes of the Future. So, Chris, you watched it today. Me and Josh watched it last night with Hugh. Josh and Hugh really enjoyed it. I'm coming around to it more. I think part of me wants to dislike it so much because it was not really my style of movie, and people that I'm friends with are really enjoying it, and I naturally want to just go against what people are saying. I don't know why my fucking brain does that, but it does. But I'm coming around to this movie more, and I just want to hear y'all talk about it for a few minutes, and I'm going to really reserve most of my opinion until I get another watch, because I think I misunderstood some things, and now that I know what the movie's about and I know how slow it kind of is and I know what to expect, I can approach it from a place of, no, I want to watch this, and not, oh, okay, I hope this is good, because those are very different feelings. So as I grow and as my channel grows, as I grow as a movie reviewer or critic or person that does this all the time, I've learned to, watch movies differently. I didn't used to watch things the way I watch them now. I can completely different criteria for what makes me enjoy a movie now. I mean, even with like the B movie stuff, like I didn't used to like them this much. Like I like them way more now than I used to. Though the shot on video stuff, I didn't used to like that stuff. I love it now. It's what I crave. I want like the just gnarlier and just I don't know what to call it, dude. Just like scuzzy fucking gross movies. Like they're not good. The acting's bad. The dialogue's bad. The camera work's bad. The lighting's bad. I fucking love it, man. I watch them all the time, and I can't. I've had to like cross out. I don't know how many movies that I had on lists that I wanted to be able to watch for me, because I just knew Josh was not about that life. Like I've had things like Garden Tool Massacre. I was going to bring that one up because I just thought it'd be kind of funny to watch one that was so bad that it was ridiculous. And I watched it again recently, and I was like, I'm not making Josh watch this. I was like, I can't do that and still be his friend, because he's gonna go, motherfucker, you knew how terrible this was, and you still made me watch it after work one day, you dick.
That's how I felt when I was watching Bad Milo. I was like,
I know,
this asshole.
I know. I actually felt remorse for that, dude. I actually felt guilt for that, man. I legitimately felt bad, because I would have sworn that it was at least funnier than it was, and it was so bad. I don't often just
it's okay
crow like that. That was bad, bro. Woo! But anyway, so Crimes of the Future is a David Cronenberg body horror movie with Kristen Stewart and Viggo Mortensen as its main. Well, Viggo Mortensen it's like the main
and Lea
main
Seydoux.
dude. And
I would say Leah Sedu's more
Leah
the main
Seydoux, yeah,
female.
the girl with the space in between her teeth.
Yeah,
his like partner
French
lady.
girl.
The French,
Yeah.
the French from Bond.
Oh, she's French. I couldn't tell where she was from. Oh, she in Bond?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that why I recognized her? Because her hair is way different, right? Like she has
Yeah.
longer, blonder hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I recognized her. I couldn't tell from what though. You know, the gap tooth thing isn't like a diss, dude. I kind of like it on her. It looks cute.
You know, the more I watch her in movies, the more attractive I find her. Like,
Yeah, no,
I like her.
I fully agree.
The first time I saw her, I was like, I don't really get it, but I was like, she's got sort of a unique look.
That is exactly how I feel about Anya Taylor-Joy. When I first saw her, I was like, oh no. And then like now she's like top 3 to me.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, wait! Did you see the trailer with her in that movie about the restaurant thing? And she got that red hair, Chris.
Yes.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's a fucking 12 out of 10 right there. That's what a 12 looks like, folks. Dude, she's so fine in that fucking movie that I was like, I felt bad. I felt guilty. Because I was like, oh my God, she's so hot. Fuck me, dude. Anyway.
Yeah, she's looking better and better. Like,
yeah, she got better looking as she got older. She's like a pretty woman, you know. She was cute, but she had interesting facial features, and she grew into it really well.
Yeah.
She got blessed with that one, man. That red hair though fits her really well. It just kind of shocked me. I didn't expect to see her with dark hair. But
welcome to Dad Boners,
man. Hold on, Dad Boners. Yeah, bro. This is what we do. We watch movies and go, yeah, she's hot.
Yeah. Like, segment on the show every week.
Oh, dude, yeah, Dad Boners, bro. Who's our Dad Boner next week? Samara Weaving. I'll just go ahead and put it out there. Fucking, she had red hair too in that GI Joe movie, or she was gonna. No, that was a different. No, it was her. I fucking can't remember. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Let's talk about this other movie. What am I doing, dude? I'm ruining this show. So Crimes of the Future. When do y'all give me the synopsis? Because I'm gonna botch it. It's a weird movie, man.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely missed some things too. I'm in the really good camp. I think it was really good, by the way. But it's really a weird one.
It's a bold statement, but no, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's kind of like Funny Games. It's not a super fun watch, but
I'll read
it's very interesting to me.
Because I think people need to kind of know what it is. If they don't know what we're talking about, I want you. So it's a movie by David Cronenberg. You know, The Fly and what is Videodrome? Those are probably. Scanners. Yeah, he did a bunch of Scanners. Scanners was dope. Anyhow, he does like weird body horror shit. He did a movie that says, as the human species adapts to a synthetic environment, the body undergoes new transformations and mutations. Accompanied by his partner, celebrity performance artist Sal Tenser showcases the metamorphosis of his organs. Meanwhile, a mysterious group tries to use his notoriety to shed light on the next phase of human evolution. That really does encapsulate this movie in a couple of sentences.
Yeah.
It's way more complicated than that, but that's the gist of it. There is enough elevated in this movie to last me the next 6 months of 2022. There are things in it that make me naturally want to just turn my head and go, yeah, I'm good. And it's not gross stuff. Like, it's just stuff I don't normally like. But it's the weirdest thing, man, because there's enough stuff in there that I did like that I actively want to go rewatch it. Like, I don't really have much of an opinion other than that. I'm just like, I don't really know how to feel about it yet. And that's rare. Usually I can tell you, like, I might change my opinion, but I usually have an opinion pretty quick. And I don't right now. I'm just kind of up in the air about it. I'm kind of basing my opinion on what all my friends are saying because, I can kind of go, okay, if all my friends really, really love this and I'm the only one that doesn't, there's probably a reason. I need to go watch it. And there's a chance that I'm just the odd man out. I just don't like it, but I can trust all my buddies enough because there's only a handful of you guys that really love this shit like I do. So, you, all three of you guys, you two and Hugh, really enjoyed this movie. So that gave me enough of a reason to want to go and rewatch it. Now, y'all talk about it for a minute, and I'm going to hear what y'all have to say, specifically Chris, because I heard Josh talk about it a little bit last night.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, I just really enjoy the world that he builds too, like the chair that you sit in and eat.
It's so ridiculous.
And it like moves you around and helps you digest your, like, that's so weird.
It's fucking dumb though.
It's interesting.
Not that I don't like it, but it's just it looked like plastic. Like, come on, man, you can't make this better than this. Those are the things that I had the biggest issue with stuff like that.
So just the way he throws all that stuff in there, that's like almost just like background that don't even really matter to the plot, but I think he just builds an
the world building's important. He's good at it.
It's a lot of details. Like, did you notice there's like no screens in the movie except for like there's a couple of like TVs in like one of the art scenes or something. But
I didn't notice.
Otherwise, there's like no screens, and it's supposed to be the future. I thought that was like it's super like
that's
grimy and tactile. You know, it's like everything like they're writing on paper, and like it was just like. That was,
they were like drawing stuff down to like take notes. It was all done by hand.
Yeah.
I like that.
Felt like it was in the past. It's a dystopia, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Every futuristic movie has that though, man. They all have this stuff where you think that they're supposed to be progressing, but there's regression, and most of them just in some way, shape, or form. You know, it's pretty interesting. That's a good catch though. I didn't notice that there was like no. You're right though.
Yeah, and the screens were like the old tube TVs with like static on them. I was like, okay, that's
a good kind.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's plays into why I got such a Videodrome vibe from it that I really wasn't expecting.
Oh, yeah. I definitely didn't get a Videodrome feeling out of it, but I need to rewatch it.
Well, when he opens the zipper and she like licks his,
that was fucking gross.
Yes, I leaned over to Hugh. I was like, Videodrome much? I was like, that's literally like.
Is that what you said? I couldn't hear you, and I was but I was trying to like. Not be all up in your business, but I was also trying to hear what you were saying because I don't know. We were all kind of sitting together, and you would get things in movies that I don't understand sometimes. So I like to hear what your comments are, but I didn't know it was that. Yeah, yes, you're right though.
Yeah.
The zipper thing was
stomach vagina.
Bro, that shit was gnarly, bro. Yeah, she starts licking it. I was like, I rarely go in a movie. And I was just like, oh fuck, bro, what? Why? Yeah. Like his juices are on that, dude. What are you doing?
I mean,
yeah. But shit, from the very beginning, when like the chick smothers her kid, like the kid's just sitting in there sitting there eating a garbage can, and the mother smothers him with a pillow. I was like, oh my god, like what is this?
That little kid's fucking gross. I get it. Kill that little bastard. He's eating trash.
You told him not to eat anything. He was hungry.
Yeah, dude, he broke a rule, man. You don't think you should murder kids for breaking a simple rule?
Yeah, so I didn't recognize the dad at first. So for the first bit of the movie,
I asked Josh. I was like, "Is that the guy from Underworld?" He's like, "I'm pretty sure."
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I like him. That's why I was asking. I think
is
that his name? That's what I thought his name was, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but I didn't recognize him from the first scene. So I was like, man, like how is that first scene gonna connect to the movie?
Yeah,
and then when they finally kind of like, oh, okay, I just didn't recognize him.
Well, he kind of floats in and out for a while, but it takes a while for them to kind of tie that in.
Yeah, they pass him by a couple of times. He's just like, in the alley doing some weird shit or whatever he was doing, just cutting people and
hell yeah, cut people.
I just like the whole concept of it because it's like the world is changing and you just get to see like the transition of it. It's like,
I mean, that's true. I mean, there's a lot to like about it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just it's like right in the middle of this like huge shift. It feels like because when you get to the end of the movie, I just imagine the next step. It's like this could be like a revolution, basically.
Yeah,
that's a good.
I mean, you could create a war. Basically, because I think he's going to basically take over that guy's place. He's going to become probably. I mean, that's kind of how I felt about it. Because throughout the whole movie, you find out he's like working with the cop, and he's not a true believer in any of this stuff. Like
talking about Vigo?
Yeah.
Like
he legitimately doesn't like the evolution that's happening, and.
I mean, why would he? Look at what he had to deal with just to eat something.
Right. Definitely. But when you get to the end of it, like he totally like shifts. He's like, okay, it is time for a change. Like,
Yeah.
You kind of have to accept that
I'm sitting here like doodling, trying to think about this movie because it had me kind of fucked up. Like not in a like weird bad way, but it genuinely confused me quite a bit because it's an odd movie. I mean,
he was kind of right that. Yeah, why would surgeries, spark an actual evolution of the human body.
No, it is. That's the whole thing. Like
But-
there is some unexplained stuff. It's like, we don't cut off your pinky and then your kids are born without pinkies.
Right.
It's like, okay, that's a really good, point.
Yeah.
But for some reason
It did.
Is
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing with the kid was kind of confusing for a little bit when they cut him open and it's all it was all tattooed organs, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I missed a little bit.
I don't really understand that either. What was the deal with that?
So the cop says that he did have all like new organs,
okay,
like different organs,
different kinds of like new, as in like okay,
yeah, not like transplanted or anything.
No, but like actual different stuff.
He was a different evolution of like a different type of a human, like evolution of a human being.
Gotcha.
And I guess the cop got to him, and then they replaced all the organs to cover it up.
Gotcha. Right. Okay, because that was a weird.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Scene, I guess.
I mean, they explain it in dialogue, but if you're not paying really close attention, you could kind of like.
I was really working hard at paying close attention. That movie, it's a complicated situation.
Yeah, because there's things happening that they just say and that you don't see.
Yeah,
so,
quite a bit of that actually.
Yeah, quite a bit. I mean, it's a small scale movie. Like the world building's really like it makes it feel like a full world because there's so many like details and things that make it feel real. But yeah, it is a small movie. I mean, most of it's all pretty much indoors. It's like,
and it's all like real small sets. Like it's all like
it's
like there's
shot
not a lot
on
of
stage.
Yeah,
like,
there's not a lot of like room for people to move around. Like it's all kind of almost claustrophobic in a way. Like really, it's closed off and
there's not that many outdoor scenes.
No, not really. Yeah, just when they're talking, when Vigo's talking to the cop.
Yeah, but even then they're like surrounded by boats and stuff. That could be a set itself. Like I'm not even sure that that's really outside. But
that's a good point. I didn't think about it like that. I might not even be outside. That's funny. So, where do you guys rank that on first viewings? Of course, we're not going to be crazy here, but where would you rank that on your favorite Cronenberg stuff? Did you think it was a good Cronenberg movie, or was it like middle of the road? Or because I thought it was very middle of the road. I didn't think it was bad. Again, I still want to rewatch it. I am reserving the right to change all my mind on all of this. But initial viewing, when I left the theater, I got up and I almost said shit that I wouldn't even agree with now because I was so. Man, this is gonna sound dumb, but part of it was that my food got absolutely fucking botched, and I was starving when I got there. So I had a kind of a bad theater experience. Wasn't the kids' fault that was serving the food, but like they just completely flipped everything around that I'd asked them to do to my food. So I wasn't enjoying my meal, which I was very hungry. Like legitimately, my stomach was audibly growling, and so that put me in kind of a weird space. I really do kind of think that may have been why I didn't just start off enjoying the movie, because I was thinking of food for the first 10 minutes. And
it took him a while to bring the food, too.
It took him a long time. Dude, all I wanted was a chicken sandwich. Dude, the bacon was like charred black. I don't know if you heard me drop a shit on my plate, but that was bacon. And it was like clink, 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 clink. I was like, what? Who the fuck eats bacon like that, bro? Like, anyways, yeah, I the longer I think about the movie, the more I want to rewatch it, and the more I think I'm gonna ultimately end up liking it. But first viewing, it was a weird one. It was a weird one.
It's higher. It's definitely a higher tier Cronenberg for me. And
no shit,
I'm probably the biggest fan of him of the three of us.
I'm not a huge I like and respect him, and some of my favorite movies happen to be, or one of them specifically, The Fly is in my top 5 movies of all time.
Yeah,
but like The Fly is one of the very few movies that I just flat out 10 to 10, dude. You can't argue with me about it. If you don't like it, you don't think it's a 10, cool. I don't agree. But Videodrome, I like it. Don't care about it. I don't have to watch it all the time, and I'm not going to rant and rave about it. But I like it. I do like it. Scanners. I like Scanners. What else has he done that I would like? He's done a bunch of stuff. He's also done his non-horror shit that I didn't even know was his movies, though. Like
Eastern Promises.
I didn't know those were his, dude.
History of Violence.
Love those movies. I love
those are good.
Those. So he's definitely got. So he's probably like a 75-25 guy for me. He's got like a handful that I don't like, but most of his movies are good. I guess that's probably how I'll put it.
I think that. I mean, have you seen Crash? I feel like that's the one you wouldn't care for.
Wait, is that the one with like? Is that recent? Like
No, that's the
96.
James Spader.
It is the. No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, don't watch it.
No,
it's not for you,
dude. This cover with this cover, can you see that? Looks awesome.
Yeah.
So what is it, and why am I going to hate it?
I mean, super pretentious. Like
all of his movies kind of are, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just people having sex and speaking philosophically, like over and over again.
Well, you lost me there.
Yeah.
What was the one we watched where the guy like ends up going into like his headspace? It's all about. God damn it! The guy just died recently. It's we watched it. He was doing drug trials, and he was going into like it's an older movie from like late 70s, early 80s.
Altered States.
That's what you just described to me. Basically, it was Altered States.
Okay,
that's what I was feeling when you were talking about it.
It's not. It's
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more pretentious than that.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, you're right, bro. I'm gonna steer clear of that one. I think.
Yeah, don't watch that one. I don't even know where I was going with this anymore. A rabbit trail, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like in my top 5. Cronenberg. No. It's probably like just outside it though.
Okay.
Now you've seen all of his movies, right? Pretty much.
I think I'm missing like 2,
but lesser basically ones, right?
Yeah, he made like a race car movie. Well, it's like a second movie. I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
And I think there might be one other. I can't remember, but I've pretty much seen everything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm missing a couple. Like I haven't seen like Shivers, Dead Zone. I know there's another one I haven't seen.
Shivers is probably in my top 3 Cronenberg.
That's insane.
Isn't Shivers like one of his worst ones?
Wait, really? That's one of his worst movies?
Yeah, I think Shivers. I mean, and Scanners isn't that good either.
I love Shivers, dude. Shivers is amazing.
Shivers.
I've kind of avoided it because it's supposedly notoriously bad.
You can borrow my copy anytime you want. I definitely have it.
You don't need to watch it, Chris.
What? It's awesome. Josh, what are you doing?
I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, because I can see the early, what he's doing.
Seeds, yeah.
The seeds of it, but no, it's a exploitation movie essentially.
Yes, it is. It's definitely a grindhousey. It's not a good movie. I'm not saying that. I just think it's awesome.
It has sort of a Invasion of the Body Snatchers vibe to it.
It really kind of does, actually.
But yeah, it's sleazier.
That's what I like about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know you're shocked.
You should definitely watch Dead Ringers if you haven't seen that one.
That's one I want to watch.
Yeah. Not like, don't expect like a bunch of body horror. It's really not.
Yeah, that. I didn't think so. That's the one when I can't remember the guy's name, but he plays like
Jeremy
twins.
Irons.
Yes. Yeah. Plays like twins. He's like a gynecologist, I think. And
yes,
he has this weird relationship with, I'm sure it's all sexual in some way.
It completely. Yeah. I mean, they're basically like sleeping with their patients.
Okay.
But yeah, it gets pretty weird, and they have this like weird twin relationship where they swap girlfriends and stuff. It's
Let's go.
But it's a good movie, and especially like there's some surgery stuff in it that kind of like I thought of when I was watching Crimes of the Future. And,
oh yeah, Dead Ringers, right?
Yeah, and just it's a really good movie, and Jeremy Irons is like amazing in it.
Yeah,
it's probably one of the best things he's done.
Yeah, I like him. But I would put Crimes of the Future fairly high. Like, it's not above Videodrome or The Fly.
Yeah,
but I'd probably put it just above like The Brood, which I really did like. The Brood's really good. Mm-hmm. I'm missing something. What is another one I can't think of?
I don't remember that one. I feel like I should remember it though.
You should watch that one. You would like that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say like Eastern Promises and History of Violence are probably better movies.
What then? Crimes of the Future?
Yes,
dude, they're hands down better movies. You may
yeah,
not like them better, but they're better movies.
but yeah,
Dude, there was
Crimes
bad CG in this movie, which shocked me and pissed me off. Like it was fucking bad, dude.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Again, whatever, but like, do what?
It kind of was bad.
Yeah, no, there is. There definitely is. I'm not.
Oh, bro, it was like
defending it. It's not that much though. It's
no,
very,
but it's
very
really
sparing.
distracting though, and it's really fucking obvious. And I just thought, man, like it's David Cronenberg, bro. You can't make it a little bit better than that. Like,
well, there's a lot of practical stuff too, but some of those
the
surgery
stuff,
scenes, there's just like with the actual like the mechanical.
Yeah,
machine,
no.
There's just like no way on the budget that they could do what he was trying to do.
No, I didn't expect him to actually do it physically or whatever, but I just thought they could have made it look a little better, man. Or I don't know, man. It looked poorly made. I just was a little shocked and surprised, and I don't want to say like angry because I wasn't angry. I don't really care. I like wait, what is Rabbit a Cronenberg flick?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. I was like Julie out here in the left field. Rabbit was good. Full. I'm sorry, Julie.
Yeah, Rabbit's pretty good. It's also exploitation.
Have I seen Rabbit? I don't think I've seen Rabbit.
Never seen that.
Julie's going to take me to school on movies, though. She's got me on a lot of knowledge.
That's his second movie, but
okay.
And the main actress is like a huge porn star from the time.
Really?
She did. What is that movie called? Like Behind the Green Door or something? It's like a really famous like porno movie.
Sounds wonderful.
Well, but yeah, this one's just kind of a little bit more my speed as over his, more.
It was just slow,
straightforward movies.
And how long is Crimes of the Future? What length is it?
It was like an hour 45. 50.
Okay, so it wasn't quite 2 hours. It felt like it was over 2 hours to me.
Wasn't over.
But I don't want to get on. I don't want to get on a thing where I'm just like, oh my god, dude, we beat Kansas City 10-3. Nice. I don't want to get to where I'm like shitting on it because I don't. That's not how I feel.
Yeah.
And I feel myself doing that just because for whatever reason, that's how my stupid brain works. But
yeah,
I do think it needs to be watched. I do think there's room for improvement, but I also think that this is a movie that I'm probably going to buy this one. I think that. I fucking love Viggo Mortensen, man. That guy's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And he's not in a lot of movies. And that's part of one of the reasons why I like it so much is because I don't get to see him in a lot of stuff. Or he's not in a lot of movies now anyway.
I mean, he pretty much did Lord of the Rings, and then he's like, I'm just going to do movies.
Indie stuff.
I feel like it. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, dude, ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. That's exactly what he should have done.
Yeah. And I really like Kristen Stewart's character.
You know what? Too. I need to make a point to talk about that. I wanted to see more of her. Good in that movie, and I think she's really pretty. So like I really enjoyed watching this movie with her in it. I like her movie Underwater because I thought she looks nice with short hair too. So I like Kristen Stewart. I think she gets a lot of shit for Twilight, and I think Robert Pattinson does too, but I think they both have proven that they're both very, very capable actors.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I really wanted to see because you could tell her character was kind of getting into all this.
Her character was weird, and I liked it though.
Yeah, I wanted to see her just a quick scene or something like that of her just like doing something crazy. I thought that'd have been pretty good for the movie.
Yeah,
maybe in the sequel.
I don't have a whole lot else to say about it. I think people need to go watch it, and I would love to hear their comments on it.
Yeah.
Please refrain from spoiling it in the comment section right now, at least for the time being. I'd appreciate it, but otherwise, you can hit me up on IG or email, whatever, and let me know how you thought about the movie. I'd love to hear your opinion on it.
I definitely get why it was getting, or is still getting, I'm sure, middling reviews. It's it's not for everybody. It's really takes somebody that's seen some Cronenberg movies, and
it's a weird movie, man. I think people go into movies like this. The one advantage I did have is that I've been hanging out with y'all for so long at this point, because had I not been watching movies with specifically you two, there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't want to watch right now, and I probably would have hated this movie had I not hung out with y'all. I watch a lot of Japanese stuff that I've always liked it, but I'm starting to really like it because of Chris's infectious, desire to watch all this stuff. It makes me want to watch it, and like I said, I've always liked it, but I love it at this point. And Korean film has become like my favorite stuff. And I don't think any of this would have happened without hanging out with you guys. And I definitely am. I'm pretty confident saying that I don't think I would have liked this movie had I not watched a lot of other things that would be considered elevated horror, if you will, with you guys.
Yeah, sure. Same here. Like if somebody just watches The Fly and Eastern Promises and
and then you go watch
that,
this,
and you go, oh yeah, I like David Cronenberg. I'm gonna go watch this new movie.
But do you?
Yeah,
I'm not even sure I do yet.
Yeah, I mean, even if I had just walked into this movie blind and didn't have a pretty good knowledge of his previous work, I don't know that I would have liked it as much.
Yeah,
either.
it's a weird one.
It feels like an amalgamation and like a culmination of like everything he's done. It's like he's taking a little bit from so many different parts of his movie.
That's a good description. An amalgamation of his other works, because I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, we never really brought up Existence. I can't say that stupid movie.
Existence.
But yeah, I mean, even a little bit of that just thrown in there, and that's also. I mean, not say also, but that is one that I don't think is that good of a movie. But
I fucking love that terrible ass movie.
It's interesting. It's super interesting, and
yeah,
I enjoyed watching it, even though I was like, oh god, like that's stupid and that's dumb, and that acting's bad, and why is Jude Law so terrible at acting in this movie?
Hey, for anybody that's wondering what I'm sitting here drawing on, we have a subscriber thing on YouTube now. You can join the channel, and it gets you badges and stickers and stuff and cool emojis and things. The very first person that joined up, I was going to draw them some original art, and I found something that I wanted to make that art on. And so I'm doing the line work for this skull I've drawn. It's actually something that you can hang up. It's like this little piece of, it's like a little block. It had art on it. It was like some kind of uplifting saying. And I was like, spray paint it white, draw a skull on it for Jake. And I'm going to, I'm going to go over it. I'm going to hit it real lightly with a white spray paint again, and then go back over the line work, make it a little thicker, and then I'm going to watercolor it for Jake. Jake was the first person that signed up for the membership program. So I'm going to mail this out to him, and I got one other gift for him that I'm going to send to him. So if you're thinking I'm just not paying attention, I was listening. It's much easier to listen when I'm doing something, and it makes me shut up a little bit better. So I might do that more in the future. So anyways.
Sure. Yeah.
But Chris, what are we watching this week, dude?
We talked about it last week, and
man, I can't remember that shit.
Figured we go for Sunshine.
Oh, cool.
Wait, what?
Sunshine.
The fuck is that?
We talked about it last week. It is a directed by Danny Boyle, right? And written by Alex Garland. Space movie with what's his name? Josh. Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, Chris Evans.
Now I remember talking about it a little bit.
Yeah. It gets very horror.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's like
hell yeah.
Sci-fi turned horror.
Yeah.
Not mad about that, fellas. Not mad at all.
Not super long, I don't think so.
There it is. I was fucking looking for this. What is it streaming somewhere, I assume?
I did not look at that.
Because we need to make sure that the movies that we're watching are streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, I want the people that watch the show to be able to watch them with us. And I think from this point forward, I'm going to start doing the movie at the beginning of the video so people know what we're watching next week. If they don't make it all the way to the end of this, they'll still know what we're watching.
Okay.
I think that might be a good, at least try it, see if it benefits anybody at all.
Yeah, I don't think I own a copy, but I was going to buy a copy. So I didn't really. What? Sunshine.
Okay.
So I really didn't research.
Wait, have you not watched it?
No, I've seen it before.
Okay.
I just don't think I have a copy of it.
It's not free streaming anywhere. It's rentable, but
let's make a point to try after this week. I don't really care. Let's try to make stuff that's on Tubi or included on Prime or Netflix or something like that, because I want to include as many people as we can. And I'm starting to notice that a lot of my horror movie viewers are between the ages of 17 and 25, and a lot of them don't have extra cash.
Yeah, I actually was looking through Tubi before we started, trying to find something.
I love that service. I truly enjoy Tubi.
Yeah, I just didn't. Nothing really sparked my interest. So
no, dude, it's all good in the hood, bro. Chacho,
I defaulted to Sunshine.
This one seems good to me.
Cool. I might buy the Blu-ray too because I really like this movie.
Okay, so it's good enough to buy. So should I just go and grab a copy?
I think you'll dig it.
Yeah, okay. I think so too.
I trust you guys enough to just grab a copy. Then I'm not tripping.
I forgot Michelle Yeoh's in it. Rose Byrne.
Oh, Rose Byrne's cool. Wait, Rose Byrne.
Shit. What's her big?
Trying to think of
Insidious, right? What else?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's why. Yeah.
X-Men.
I like Rose Byrne. Yeah,
the X-Men reboots.
She's also in like the Neighbor movie with
Neighbors.
She's something else, bro. She's real pretty.
Yeah,
real
and also
oh, it's only $10.
Yeah, and Hiroyuki Sanada also.
Is he the guy that's in everything?
It's that Japanese guy that's pretty much in almost everything.
He's in everything.
He's in Life and
he's awesome.
Yeah.
Is this from the director of 28 Days Later?
Oh,
that Danny Boyle. Duh, you just said that.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Nice.
Yeah. Good movie.
Stoked.
Been a while.
So let's wrap this up, and I'll chat with y'all for another minute, and we'll get up out of here.
Okay.
Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Next week we'll be back on Thursday, I think. Yeah. Otherwise, have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you soon. If you got any questions or requests, anything like that, let us know in the comments. All the Patreon members have requests. Every month you can have a movie review and either a album review or 2 song reactions. So if you're interested in that, all that stuff's in the description. I don't want to push on anybody, but it is very much appreciated. So have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later. God, I can't talk tonight. Peace.